Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this channel, Creative Playground, where you can get worksheets that you can use for your classroom. And in this episode, I would like to talk about this worksheet that I've just created, and it is on focusing on simple sentences. All right. So before I talked about this worksheet, I would like to mention a little bit about: have you ever been in a situations where, especially when right now trial exam is coming and the students will sit for the SPM in few months, and then we teachers will have these conversations where they will talk about how do you teach the low proficiency students, or what is it that you're going to do to prepare the students for the exam, right? I think these questions right now, they are becoming very significant because we feel like we are looking for shortcuts. We are looking for like that one formula that will help the students, or that will help them to prepare for the exam, right? And so when I think about the situation, it has inspired me to write this worksheet after thinking about that very question: what is it that you do to teach with students with low proficiency, right? And then when I think about it, if you remember our English curriculum, when it was aligned with the CEFR, it was used to be known as CEFR aligned curriculum, but now it is just in English curriculum. One of the ethos of this curriculum is that we don't label student as weak, or we call them maybe low proficiency student. We just call them, from the point of view of this curriculum, as less able. Less able meaning there are certain things that they can or cannot do depending on their CFR descriptor, their CFR level. Okay, so when we think about that, then we just realize that when students are at like certain level of the CFR scale, they are actually just at a different point of learning, which does not necessarily mean that they are weak as compared to the other levels, right? It just means that they are at that specific point in their journey of developing their proficiency, right? So if you have a less able students, probably they are around um mm, probably A1 or A2 level. So what you are going to do to so the most important question is now what you're going to do to support the student to further develop their proficiency, and at the same time um, preparing them for the exam. Because I was thinking that if like there's no way we can, like it's very difficult or challenging for us to support the student if they cannot even write simple sentences, right? So this that's why this worksheet right here focuses on simple sentences. Okay, so if we um, can reintroduce simple sentences to the student, and also introduce vocabulary that they need, it will help them or to support them um, to meet specific learning objectives, right? Like for example, if they can write simple sentences, and so we're expecting them to be able to write probably short paragraph, and this will help them with writing their email, for example, or even write a short paragraph for their essay, right? Okay, so this let's go back to this worksheet very quickly. So this worksheet focuses on simple sentences, and there are many variation or different types of simple sentences, right? With subject and object, and also with compound subject and also compound object. So if you just go through this example of simple sentences, then we'll just see different types of simple sentences that the student can try to do, and hopefully this will inspire them to write their own sentences when they are ready with enough practices that you can give them. They can help them to really understand structure, and they can actually write sentences on their own. Okay, so it's just a very basic worksheets right here. So the first part is the example of all the structure of simple sentences, and down here will be is actually the practice section, where you will ask them to write their own sentences following the same simple sentence structures. Okay. All right. So I believe that. Going back to what I said earlier, so from the perspective of a curriculum, we don't label the student as weak, because if we label them as weak or a low proficiency, then we are thinking that it is very difficult, like the challenging. It's very challenging for us to, do something in a very short time. What is it that we're going to do, right? So if we're thinking about like supporting, or just like keep on supporting them to build the proficiency with the time that we have on our hands, I think it is going to be more effective that way, right? So teach them, or introduce the structure of simple sentences, and introduce vocabulary that they need, and then we slowly develop them and keep on supporting them that way, until they are able, or they can, to write a short paragraph, for example. Yeah. So this is just a very simple worksheet that I did. You can of course find out other examples of simple sentences, or introduce them with different topics, and then ask them to write sentences based on that specific topics. I think it will also help them to um, build their skills in writing. Okay, so this has been Creative Playground. If you have any questions, drop a comment or click like if you like, and subscribe to the channel. So until we meet again in the next worksheet, thank you very much for watching. Bye.